Oh yeah. What is up, guys? We are back, and I've got a story that is pretty funny for you guys. At least I think it's funny. Maybe you'll think it's funny. You gotta let me know in the comments. But let's see. This has probably been about 7 months now since this has happened. But one day I was coming home from PGA, which is about a half hour from where I live, and I was going up there for class, and we happened to get out of class almost like 45 minutes early, and classes are only like an hour and 15 minutes. So, you know, I'm all pumped up, I'm a little excited, get out of class early and whatnot, and I'm getting on 95, and where PGA is, there's two roads that merge into each other onto the on-ramp to get onto 95, and people in Florida don't know how to fucking drive. Like, nobody knows how to merge, none of that shit. So I'm all stuck behind this traffic and whatnot, and we finally get out on 95. I check my left shoulder to get over, and it's like a clear shot all the way over to the HOV lane. And I'm like, alright, fuck it, I'm gonna hit it, and I'm just gonna go. So I merge all the way over to the left lane, and I'm on it a little bit. I hit about 130 before letting off the gas and just kind of cruising, and I guess I didn't notice, which I'm usually pretty observative when it comes to getting on the road and whatnot and checking for cops and everything like that. Well, I didn't notice that there's a state trooper anywhere near me. So I get about 2 to 3 exits away from PGA Boulevard, and I'm just cruising in the HOV lane, going about 85, and I look in my rear view mirror and I just see the front headlights of a state trooper, and I was just like, fuck, dude, there's no way that this guy saw me doing that shit earlier. Like, he just so happens to be cruising right now. And I'm just sitting there, I'm just chilling, kind of like I am right now, just like one hand on and one hand chilling. And he's getting closer, and he goes, and he's like going around, he gets in the other lane, and he's going around me. And I'm like, oh fuck, like he might just like go around me and just leave me alone. I look over, and he looks me dead in the eyes, and he tells me to get over and turns his lights on. And I was like, shit, dude. And at this point, I was driving for about a year. It was just before a year of having my bike, and I still didn't have my my endorsement. So I was like freaking out. I'm like, oh my god, he's gonna impound my bike, I'm gonna get like the gnarliest ticket. But I was really cool with the cop, I was really respectful, and I just talked to him a little bit, and I told him my situation and whatnot, and he was actually pretty cool about the whole thing. He did give me a speeding ticket, and he also gave me a ticket to appear in court for, which is a felony, if you didn't know, for driving without a motorcycle endorsement. He was really cool. He explained everything to me. He's like, look, if you go get your endorsement, you show up to court, they'll drop the charge and everything, and you'll probably just have to pay the speeding ticket. It's like, all right, that's cool. I mean, I've been planning on getting my endorsement anyways, going to take the class. I've just been procrastinating the shit out of it. So I was like, all right, yeah, I'll go do that. I've been planning on it anyways. And he was like, yeah, go do that. They should most likely drop it. If not, tell them you want to have a trial. And the state trooper said he'd show up and he'd tell them to, you know, throw away the ticket or whatever. I was like, all right, cool, you know, no problem. I'll get it done anyways. It's something I need to do. I go, not the next weekend, but the weekend after. to get my motorcycle endorsement and take the class. Get all that done. It's like a month later that I have to appear in court. So I go to court. I go in. I present the clerk lady with my endorsement, and she just throws away the felony ticket of not having a license. It's like, awesome, that's sweet. But I still got this $130 speeding ticket, which, in fact, the speeding ticket, when he pulled me over, he didn't even clock me at 130. So that's what doesn't make any sense, because I definitely 100% hit 130 before I let off the gas, and I don't know where he was, because apparently he said he clocked me doing 90. So I mean, he must have been at like on the right side of the highway, on the right shoulder, when I was like slowing down. But I got off really easy with the ticket because he gave me a break on the ticket and wrote me down for 74 and a 65. So he wrote me down for doing just 9 over the speed limit. So the ticket was only 130 bucks. Typically, if you're hauling ass on the highway, you're gonna get like a 200 plus speeding ticket. And I got really lucky about that. So after the clerk lady threw away the ticket for not having an endorsement, I went into the courtroom, and they just kind of called people up, and you can plead not guilty and go to trial, or you can just pay your fine and move on. But I got super lucky again, and the judge just threw away my ticket. She's like, you did your endorsement, you got all that done. The ticket is kind of a minuscule thing, I guess, and she just threw it away. So I walked out of court, didn't have to pay any fines, just had to go to my class like I needed to do anyways, and that was pretty much it. I got off really lucky. Like, honestly, I should have got my bike impounded, and honestly, the cop could have taken me to jail if he really wanted to, which would have really sucked. But after he gave me the ticket and everything, and he was like, well, I can't let you just ride away, so you're gonna have to have someone come pick you up. And I was like, alright, that makes sense, whatever. But I figured that he was gonna like stay there with me until I got like someone to come pick up the bike, but he didn't. He was just like, you got someone to come get the bike and everything? I was like, yeah. And he's like, alright, later. And he just drove off. I was like, okay. But my buddy Anthony worked not too far from where I was at on 95, so he just came and scooped me up. He drove the bike, I drove his van. But yeah, he came and picked me up. We rode over to the shop he was working at, and then from there I just dipped out and rode the bike home. I still can't believe that the guy let me off so easily. I got really, really lucky that day. Alright guys, that's pretty much the end of the story. Let me know if you liked it. Put a comment down in the comment section. And like always, if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Alright guys, take it easy.
Young Metro, don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you. Beautiful morning, yeah, the sun in my morning.